So we hope that you enjoy that music. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, the late Michael Jackson featuring Akon. And Hold My Hand is always a fan's favorite. Well, you can get a lot more of such videos. You go to YouTube, and when you go to YouTube, we also have a channel there. Please check it out, My Joy Online TV. Currently, we're streaming there live. I always like to say that, so it's a good one. Let's start with the daily graphic. It has on the front page, Ghana Education Service annuls dismissal of 51 students of Prempeh Senior High School for poor performance. It no go happen. Prempeh be B school. You can't just dismiss students like that. B school. If it was some Pentecost day school somewhere, I'm sure that 150 students, nobody will mind. As a B school. B school, you can't just decide there in Fantipim, Presec, Akraka, those ones. Pope John's, you can't just Bishop Herman, Mauli, you can't just be dismissing. It won't happen. Headmaster, what was he thinking? Chia, Ghana. Daily graphic. So has a story. GES annuls dismissal of 51 students of Prempeh Senior High School for poor performance. And the story is on page 2 of the paper. You have Samuel Ford, who is the headmaster of Prempeh. He has been disgraced. It's not easy. So we have the Ghana Education Service directing the management of Prempeh Senior High School, known as Prempeh College in Kumasi, to reverse its decision to sack some 51 first-year students of at the end of the 2016-2017 academic year because of poor performance. It has further directed the management of the school to immediately draw up a remedial plan to support the affected students to enable them to complete their secondary education. Sharp. I love that the Nadu Dankwe Kufuor-Addo-led government. Sharp. Sharp. Sharp, sharp, sharp. Front page. So you have Mr. Fojo, good morning to you. It's not your fault, but don't dismiss students like that. Samuel Fojo, headmaster of Prempeh College. Well, we have other stories on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Investors renew confidence in economy, according to the president, and then allow Kodria to practice High Court direct. And that story is on page 16 of the paper. Another interesting one. Somebody I want also to have his day in court is Francis Xavier Sasu. Or is this? Oh, Xavier. It says the High Court has ordered the Judicial Secretary, Justice Alex Poku Echampon, to retract a statement directed at the law court not to retain or entertain lawyer Hansen Kojo Kodria, who was suspended by the General Legal Council. Who's a man no day? According to the court presided over by Mr. Justice Kweku T. Akabuafo, lawyer Kodria's 3-year suspension by the Ghana Legal Council had been put on hold by the Court of Appeal pending the determination of his appeal, and the respondent is ordered to retract the circular communicated to all courts that the applicant, Kodria, must not be granted audience pursuant to orders and directive of the Court of Appeal. So the story is there. We're told that he was alleged to have colluded with a filling court clerk to convince his client to pay blah 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 blah. Charlie, the law is working in Ghana. Sure. Back page of the daily graphic. Back page. UNHCR constructs residential facility is there for police at J. Krom refugee camp, and J. Krom is a refugee camp in the central region. It's in the Komenda Edna Iguafuebrim municipality. So good one there. Good. All right. So we have other stories. So let's get onto the and do the finder. So the finder has a story. Cabinet OK's new plan, coordinated program of economic and social development policies goes to Parliament, and that's the finder. The finder has the stories there. It talks about, I'm sure, the NDC plan that was presented by Professor Kwesi Botwe, leading the commission as chair, and other members of the commission, the National Development Planning Commission. HFC Bank hosts HFC Bank hosts Caribbean investors And then we have Don't Undermine Ghana's Peace with Reckless Statement, Professor Mensa Bunsu. And the story is on page 4 of the paper. That's the final newspaper. It says that Ghanaians have been asked not to undermine the relative peace the country is enjoying with careless statements and comments. Professor Henrietta Mensa Bunsu, who is the director for the Lagos Center for International Affairs and Diplomacy, LESIAD, also called on the nation to do all it could to strengthen peace and not assume that because peace is with us, it would definitely stay. Professor Mensa Bunsu, who gave the advice at the public lecture dubbed 23 years after the Rwanda war, lessons for Ghana's social and ethno-political environment, cautioned the public, saying, watch your mouth and the things you say and gather the courage to condemn those who want to destroy the peace. I agree with you. Professor Henrietta Mensa Bunsu, the director of the Lagos Center for International Affairs and Diplomacy. I agree 100%, actually 200%, 300 craft. Very true. So we have ECG workers demand severance package. It's something we'll be discussing on AM Talk this morning. We'll call the Public Utilities Workers Union also to speak on this subject as well. Interesting. But the journalists of our country, who are members of the Ghana Journalists Association, will be voting on Friday to either to elect new executives or retain the current president, my former boss, Roland Affelmoney. Good morning to you, Uncle Ram. And I hope that you're having a good day. I pray that you win the elections on Friday. Don't worry. Don't mind everybody what they are saying. Ram for president. So the other contestants we have are Johnny Aite, who also works with the GBC apparently, as for president. Lloyd Evans, who used to work with the Daily Graphic, for president. And then we have for Vice President Francis Kokuche, Mary Mensah, Public Affairs. And then we have others also contesting. A good friend of mine, Albert Kwabna Jumfo, who is organizing secretary contestant. And then somebody I also know very well is Edmond Kofi Yeboah as general secretary. And then another good senior of mine, Linda Asante as vice president. I know all of them though, but my favorites are those. I'll be voting on Friday, no problem. So we have the Ghanaian, the Daily Guide newspaper. And so you have the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. It's something also we'll be discussing this morning. Apia Stadium arrested for insulting president. And I don't know, criminal libel defamation. I thought all those laws were away. President Mahama was insulted. It's not easy. You know, they said this man insulted President Kufuor, who went to arrest him. We had to leave. Donald Trump is insulted day and night. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but freedom of speech. We say we want freedom. We now say we want to. Now the thing they bring and then they do trouble. Yeah, shakara, please. No arrest. Don't be arresting people. It's a democracy. We're not in a dictatorship. Kwesi Botwe, others resign. ITLOS, that's the International Tribunal on the Law of the Sea, ruling saves Ghana 49. Oh, already we are putting pen to paper and making estimations. $49 billion. Fake cop busted. But the main story is Apia Stadium. I know him very well. Apia Stadium arrested for insulting president. The story is on page 3 of the paper. Just listen to the story. It says police in Kumasi, the capital of the Ashanti region, yesterday morning grabbed Apia Stadium, an ardent supporter of ex-President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. He was cooling off with his wife in his house at Pichi News Site at about 11 a.m. when policemen stormed the place and handcuffed him to the police station. Shouldn't be doing that. Plainclothes police officers picked him up and brought him to Accra for the necessary action in line with police duties in matters bordering on crime. But the good thing is that the Information Ministry has come out with a statement indicating that the president said he's not interested in this one. The police need to do something about it. I hope the police will release the gentleman. I mean, they said Dunketia was saying bad things about the president. Will you go and arrest him? Don't do that. Donald Trump, go on YouTube. He's giving, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but Donald Trump himself, he has been insulting people. So so it's freedom of speech. We say we are practicing democracy, so let's do it well. Democracy, you don't arrest people for talking. When it's military dictatorship or dictator, you can do that. The president doesn't like, he's a big lawyer. Human rights. Release Apia Stadium. Release him. No matter what he said, release him. All sorts of things were sent against President John Mahama. No, media so please release him. Release him. And then we have Hitler's ruling saves Ghana $49 billion. So we have that. That should be on page 6 of the paper. Let me go to page 6. It says Ghana was going to lose an estimated $49 billion if the tribunal that adjudicated on the maritime boundary dispute had ruled in favor of Côte d'Ivoire. And however, the chamber of the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea, ITLOS, sitting in Hamburg, Germany, declined to order the payment of compensation to Côte d'Ivoire. Experts say the International Court would most likely have ordered Ghana to pay reparation to Côte d'Ivoire from the date it commenced, from the day Ghana started drilling oil. Shey. Okay, I bought 49 billion away. Ghana economy ni nyina mpu $49 billion. Really? It's serious. Anyway. Then we go to the center spread. The center spread says Nzima chiefs and Queen Mother storm Palermo for Kundum. Palermo should be in Italy, right? Okay. And it says that on Sunday, 17th of September 2017, the Honorable Member of the Council of State representing the Western region and native of Nzima, Madam Eunice Jacqueline Bois, joined the Nzima community in Italy, comprising Ghanaian and Ivorian nationals. The story is here. Perhaps we haven't captured it, so that's how it is. Okay, so the story is there. So, Kundum, okay, the Bois joined the Nzima community in Italy, comprising Ghanaian and Ivorian nationals, in the celebration of the 3rd Ghanaian and Ivorian nationals edition of the Kundum Apisa Festival in Palermo. Palermo is in Italy. Palermo. All right. So those are the stories we have. Now let's look at the Daily Statesman newspaper. CID probes $2.3 billion shady gold exports. The story is on the front page. You can read further. And then we have others. Government coordinated program of economic and social development policies ready, according to the president. Those are the stories we have on the front page of the Daily Statesman newspaper. But we have the Daily Dispatch newspaper. 57,000 teenage pregnancies in 6 months. Average of 317 recorded daily in Ghana. Ghana took best decision to proceed to ITLOS, former Attorney General. Now we know Mrs. Marita Brew Apiopong was here, was in our studios on Monday. Great interview discussions Mama Vioso had with her. Education and literacy in Northern Volta and Ashanti region, all the statistics and the demographics and the indicators, all published in the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Great reading. If you want to take a look at it, I think that you all have the right to. Please make sure that you go take a look at that, and we'll see how it goes. The last paper we're looking at is the Business and Financial Times. It says EcoBank cements position as best performing bank at 2017 CIMG Awards. Best performing bank. Oh. All right. And then we're keen on the US $10 billion NTE. That's the non-traditional export targets. Gifty Clenham. And Gifty Clenham is the CEO for the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. And then where government considers issuing road bonds. That'll be interesting. The story reads like this. It says government is evaluating the feasibility of issuing highway or road bonds as a viable finance option for new road construction, and also to support the road fund in clearing the backlog of maintenance debt. These bonds could also be used by government as annuity payment on public-private partnership projects. Very good initiative. A comprehensive financing plan will be developed and evaluated based on its revenue potential, fairness of cost-benefits ratio, and ability of government to collect these revenues efficiently. And this was announced by Senior Minister Yao Safumafu. Good initiative, good initiative, good initiative. I'll be joined by Benis Abubeidu as we look at the various online portals. Good initiative, good initiative. Other stories we have is Abiola Bewa support Bank of Ghana governor on banks downgrading, and Abiola Bewa is the managing director of the UBA Ghana, endorsing the minimum capitalization raise of the Bank of Ghana to $400 million. Don't worry. Back page. We have too many barriers impeding ECOWAS trade, Commissioner. And we also have Accra City Hotel. They introduced handy smartphones to all guest rooms. Accra City Hotel, no any.
It's former Novotel.
Former Novotel.
Yes.
Yes, smartphone with them. It's not.
You're just going there because of the smartphone.
I'm telling you. Go and stay there for a night.
Anyway, it's good to be here on the AM
How are
show.
you?
I'm doing well. How are
splendid.
you? Thank you.
What?
Thank you, Grace.
Did you go to the Made in Ghana fair over the weekend?
No, I couldn't. I was working. You know,
okay.
I had to come here to do a few things.
Charlie, you're too beautiful. We have to do the online portal.
Sure, most definitely. We'll start with myjoyonline.com, and NCA's equipment standardization policy generates interest at ITU Telecom World. All right. And a day that never was, a view on Founders Day. And look, I think this debate will never end.
What's your view?
Is an ending. Honestly, I think that...
You don't like the controversy?
I don't like the controversy.
So you don't want to...
I think we never had a problem until we introduced Founders Day. We learned history in the school. Everybody knows the role of the Big Six. Okay. Everybody knows that was Kwame Nkrumah who eventually finished the process. We never had an issue until Founders Day debate and all of this. And, you know, I'm not excited about this because it's not too good in the view of the world for us as Ghana. Because this is Kwame Nkrumah is well known across Africa.
Massive.
The whole world, in fact.
Massive. And
people who love, you know, the Pan-African culture and, you know, the whole arguments on emancipation and all that. So I think we shouldn't be doing this. This is not good news for Ghana at all. And
that's how the same thing Nkrumah is. Benis Abubeidu.
I'm not adding Nkrumahist. I said we never had a problem until the debate on Founders Day. We were okay with Independence Day.
That was
we were okay with studying our history in school, and we were perfectly fine. So let's move on. But I'm sure that will be a very interesting one to read. Yes, and like I said, this debate, I think, is an unending one. We may not get to a conclusion.
Your view is that we shouldn't have started it at all.
At all. Leave it at Independence Day and let Ghanaians feel free to appreciate the whole independence process, which involves everybody, the Big Six. And some have even argued that Nkrumah's driver is even part of the whole independent process because he chauffeured him
driving Nkrumah up and down.
Yeah. So, you know, all right, but 10,000 Ghanaians suffering from dementia.
Dementia,
short-term memory. 10,000 Ghanaians.
It's serious. So, have you noticed that sometimes at workplaces, sometimes the person forgets? It's dementia. Or,
yeah, well,
or that is
maybe we have to ask the experts if that it's part of the definition of dementia.
But 10,000 is huge.
It affects the brain, leading to the gradual loss of the short-term memory of an individual. 10,000 Ghanaians. I think there's something we should explore further and look into probably the signs and...
I don't know whether it affects young people too often. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't affect.
Well,
because sometimes, you know, Benedictus, you tell him something that you should bring Manchester story, then you see that he's forgotten. So I don't know all those things are.
Roland, I mean, focusing on other forms of illnesses, you'd realize that age has caught up. Sometimes they give you an age barrier and you find that people who are way below it are affected. So probably, like it is for other diseases and other conditions, this could be one. But like I'm saying, we need to explore this further. Maybe you may be getting dementia and you don't know. So we need to find out from the experts and the doctors what to do in case you're suffering.
You mean me or it's a general?
Roland Walker, I love you, don't worry, it's fine. Okay. All right, let's move on quickly and see other stories on the banner of myjoyonline.com. Ashanti Region NDC demands immediate release of Apia Stadium. You know the story. Very interesting one. You're not interested.
I'm not in favor of, you know, we're practicing democracy, free speech and all.
You know, but the president has dismissed.
Yeah, I know.
You know, the rumors that he ordered his arrest. But the PRO of the Ashanti Region Police Command, Julian Obing, says that, she says that they had the order from Accra Police, CID, and not from the president, as some people are claiming. So, well, let's see how this goes. But I know that, last night he was released, so that's what we hear.
There was a statement from the Ministry of Information. The president
is not interested in this particular case.
This is a trivial.
He says, you know, I'm not interested. Anyway, let's move on quickly and. Well, the rise of Vodafone's Yolanda Cuba. All right, she's grabbed another award. Congratulations. Blind female Ethiopian lawyer wins global award for promoting disability rights. That's an interesting one. Blind female lawyer. Great. Let's move on quickly. And Fancy Gadame speak of Isapong D. Black among others among 30 Ghana tourism ambassadors. Interesting. Fancy Gadam speak of Isapong D. Black. 30 others. Do we need that much? Do we need as many as 30 people as tourism ambassadors?
I think too many of them rather doesn't even put their attention in the spotlight.
You get it. And
you just need some few, one or two.
Anyway.
Three.
You know, I have a suggestion for the NDC. They should release the Kwesi Botwe led committee report because you know you hear this one day, you hear this another day.
No, it's okay. The way it's going.
They may not release the full report, but at least they should give us a summary of it because people.
Because you work in the news house.
Not because I work in the news outlet, but you have these things, and for me, I think it's rather affecting the party because someone claims that the report says President Akufo-Addo was former President Mahama was parading himself as a superstar, you know, and that's why he didn't win. He comes out to deny it. Now people are blaming Setepe. He comes out, Setepe comes out to deny it. So, you know, just save your party the trouble and move on. Anyway, that should be it for myjoyonline.com. Let's move on quickly and bring you some other news from cityfmonline.com. All right, Apia Stadium's arrest politically motivated, that's according to Pelpool, and I didn't cause arrest of security coordinator, that's according to the Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Lecha. And Apia Stadium released on bail. Yes, other Apia Stadiums released Pelpool Tinana. Well, we know that he's been released already. And there's this one that says everything in Ghana is going to kill you, and it's an article. It's quite an interesting one. And the Meteo Service warns of heavy thunderstorm across Ghana, and this was yesterday. Yesterday, I got home around 2:30 in the afternoon, and I don't know where the clouds came from. It was looking so cloudy, and I thought, whoa, what's happening here? And we didn't get any weather alert. Did you get an alert? Well, you've
been watching too much CNN. Hurricane Irma is
no, I mean for a minute I thought we were going to have that. I'm like, what's happening? Not a hurricane, I know. But a fair share of worse weather conditions happening in other parts of the world.
Yeah, it was a bit scary, I'm told, especially those who live in Adenta, Legon, Tema.
Even at Cantonment, it was scary, and it was so sudden. It was so sudden. Anyway, hopefully we'll get a more proactive weather, system and meteo service here. But this is my favorite story from last night to this morning. Saudi to lift driving ban on women, and this is a big one. Not only because it's driving, but it shows a step in something for women within that part of the world, because driving, I mean, I can't imagine if I wasn't able to
But
drive.
I believe that currently around the world Saudi Arabia was, or is the only country.
The only country, yes, it was.
But
that women couldn't drive.
But we have some restrictions, of course, in some few of the Arab states.
Yes, but this is good news. Good news for women in Saudi Arabia, and it's a sign of good things to come. Hopefully, they would open up.
Shukran.
They'll open up to more things for women. And Nigeria retains squad for 2018 qualifier. Africa Live. Nigeria orders police to remove roadblocks and. Ugandan MPs brought during debate. Eish. This one thing I am proud of our Ghanaian parliament about.
I want it to happen in Ghana.
The fact that we don't get to this point. Why do you? I don't know if I
because this thing has happened in Korea, Japan. Only in Ghana is not happening. It has to happen.
Roland, are you okay?
I'm so serious.
No, but I'm proud of our Ghanaian parliament. You know, earlier this year, it almost happened.
Yes.
It almost
I want it to happen, not almost.
When minority walked out of parliament and all that.
I know.
But I'm proud that we don't have these things. This is terrible.
But you know that.
Can you imagine your leaders
But you know
this?
that if within such situation or the periods that we experience all that, those heated arguments, if sitting or the structure of the sitting in parliament was closer, I'm sure something could have happened.
Okay.
Because some of them even walk.
Yeah, they do.
Only that if you go to our parliament,
there's a lot of space so in between the two sides.
By the time you walk, I'm sure that your people would have cooled your temper.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, MP scuffled and threw chairs over a motion that could let President Museveni run again in 2021. They threw chairs, Roland. We don't want to see that in Ghana. Anyway.
President Museveni, you're wearing Museveni, still running.
Tennis ball-sized diamond sold for $53 million. Wow. And Egypt arrests 7 over rainbow flag. You know what the rainbow flag represents?
It's not for the LGBT.
Q. Now there's a Q.
Okay, so that's for lesbian, bisexuals, LG, so gay, bisexuals,
lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer.
Queer is which one?
Queer are those people who don't really know where they fit.
So they cut across. They do this once more.
They are more like the fluid. Like they're just queer. They want to be.
They do this once more.
Anyway, BA investigates anti-Nigerian rant. And Roland, I don't know if you heard about this. I haven't seen the video.
I have not heard about this.
The story suggests the video was circulated amongst BA's crew and cabin crew members and some of the staff.
It says Nigerians had weird accents?
No, apparently this lady who is part of the cabin crew was saying they would need more leg room because Nigerians have big manhoods and stuff like this. She said a lot of demeaning stuff. So yeah, and then
that's right. The woman apparently mocked accents and made
lewd remarks about Nigerian people in a video shared on the app. All right, so BA says is investigating that. You want to see the video, eh? Anyway.
But Nigerian men who said they are giants, so
right, Roland, why have you lost all your vocabulary?
It was Kevin Annan.
Oh, it's his birthday today. Today is his birthday.
Yeah. So let's wish him well.
We wish you well, Elder Amos Kevin Annan. We are so in love with you. We love you so much to bits. Thank you so much for all the lives you've touched and all the people you've reached with your great counseling and, very humble demeanor.
We want to see whether we can call him and wish him a happy birthday. Amos Kevin Annan is a regular on the show. And we want to just call him. Sometimes Charlie is a show, man. It's a morning show. Let's call him, speak to him, and see how he's doing. So we'll try as much as possible and see whether we can get through to him. His lunch would have been on me if we had gotten through to him. Well, we hadn't. So
Roland, do you?
I do. Just take a break. Take a break. While you are trending, so take a break.
All right. So on the express orders of Roland Walker, we'll take a quick breather here.